What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about Jurassic World Chaos Theory, the new Netflix series set after the events of the last one that came out, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Now, this new series is supposed to take place after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which puts the plot around 2018 as far as the timeline goes, but it could also be set a little after in the Battle at Big Rock portion of the canon, which is like 2019. Now, that doesn't really make much of a difference, but it's still something that should be made clear. As far as what we know about the series so far, Darius is going to return as the protagonist, only much older and probably a little more wise as far as dinosaur encounters go on the mainland. But it's hard to really tell what exactly the whole synopsis is supposed to be, given that the last series ended on a really wacky and, in my opinion, outrageously cheesy kind of way. Chaos Theory is allegedly going to be the next step in the Jurassic World franchise, and there are some rumors that the Atrociraptors and other animals may wind up running around here, which would tie it more closely in line with Dominion. But again, it's pretty early as far as information goes for this thing. What we do know for certain is that it will be coming out in 2024 and is kind of designed to be an extension of what we've already seen. So just to make sure I'm getting all this information correct, I've got the What's on Netflix article pulled up right now that says Jurassic World Chaos Theory animated sequel series hits Netflix in 2024. Netflix is getting a follow-up sequel to Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, which has been announced to be called Chaos Theory. Details are slim right now, but here's what we know so far from the new series. So running for 5 seasons and an interactive special on Netflix between 2020 to 2022, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous told the story of dinosaur fanatic Darius Bowman, who visited Camp Cretaceous, and as per all prior Jurassic movies, the dinosaurs managed to get loose and cause untold chaos and destruction. So they say Jurassic Outpost first reported on the announcement of the new sequel series in early October of this year, with the new show alongside a new toy line unveiled at the New York Toy Fair. This confirmation came after months of speculations, given that certain trademarks were registered to Amblin Entertainment. Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory are developed by DreamWorks Animation and Amblin, both of whom have various deals with Netflix. DreamWorks Television has produced dozens of shows for Netflix over the past decade and is actively working on some other stuff. The new show includes the newly revised series logo, an older version of the Camp Cretaceous character Darius, and an Allosaurus, a dinosaur not previously featured in Camp Cretaceous, but one that a lot of people are theorizing, and I believe Swerve included, could be the main big bad. Chaos Theory is thought to be set sometime after the events of Fallen Kingdom. While it is confirmed that Darius will return, no information is available about the return of other characters from the previous series. So yeah, it doesn't really look like any of the other ones are coming back. At least they're not coming back in terms of actual, concrete evidence. The phrase and area of study of Chaos Theory, and while information is scarce on the ground for the new series at the moment, it's going to change. Jurassic World Chaos Theory is part of over the 24 strong lineup to be featured on Netflix's annual Geeked Weekend, which starts pretty soon. Now, apart from all of that stuff, I wanted to give some other thoughts about all this material. Now, as far as my own personal thoughts, I don't honestly know what this is really going to be like or even how they're going to continue going forward. My biggest theory would be that the show would focus on the BioSyn angle, with possibly even Lewis Dodson showing back up. But then again, they already introduced the whole brain chip idea in the last 2 seasons, which basically made the dinosaurs these remote-controlled rock'em sock'em robots, forced to fight one another. And they even do fist bumps and other insane things, just completely defanging the animals. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I know it's not live action, and I know it's, not geared towards people that were fans of the original Jurassic Park, but I don't really think this can ever be described as not being geared directly and specifically for kids alone at this point in time. I mean, with season 3 of the show, of Camp Cretaceous, you at the very least had a new hybrid animal with the Scorpius Rex, and it kind of built into the lore of the Indominus and the Indoraptor, the return of the Visitor Center from Jurassic Park, and even a reference to Michael Crichton's writing with how John Hammond died. That was pretty cool stuff, but even then, and this includes season 3 and everything else, this part of the Jurassic World franchise has kind of shown me that it's not really concerned about anyone other than the lowest common denominator of Twitter profile users when it comes to the actual fans. And look, guys, Twitter, social media in general, guys, it's just not a good gauge for Jurassic Park fans. It never has been, and I just can't really take any of this stuff seriously anymore. But they could turn things around, and hear me out on this one. I'm going to be slightly positive, because if chaos theory actually attempts to showcase dinosaurs attacking people on the mainland, maybe even showing off people in these wild situations that we know they had drawn up for the end of the Jurassic World trilogy. I've done a lot of videos on this already, and here's a really big idea. What if they brought back Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and God bless him, like bring back Sam Neill as Dr. Alan Grant to show up in the series in a more mature and Jurassic Park oriented fashion. I mean, look, it's just something that I think would be a big win. What if they did all of that and even had Darius somehow working with them in a more sophisticated and interesting capacity, more scientific, more paleontologically focused, and definitely on the ecosystem's impact from these dinosaurs just invading the area. Maybe all the characters couldn't like show up at the same time because of what Dominion sets up, but it's just an idea. You could definitely throw in Dr. Ellie Sattler and Ian Malcolm doing some stuff. I'd love to see Grant just looking up from his dig site and seeing a velociraptor run by. That sounds cool, right? Well, look, if they did something like that, and look guys, if they wanted to, they very well could. You gotta tell them what you want. So could you imagine what it would be like to actually take the threat of dinosaurs on the mainland seriously? You know, it could even be a good setup for a live action thing like what Chaos Theorem had pitched, with the dinosaurs attacking people in various like different short film scenarios. But honestly, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, Chaos Theory is something that, again, we don't know too much about at this given point in time, but it is a sequel to Camp Cretaceous, and it is something that's kind of gonna focus on more of dinosaurs out in the mainland. That's the only concrete thing that we can really say. Now, I wonder, it is set after Fallen Kingdom, but Fallen Kingdom's tone is like drastically different from both Jurassic World and Dominion. And look, I'd go as far to stick up for it. I need to rewatch it. It's been a few years, but like Fallen Kingdom, when that movie, when J.A. Bayona actually like honed in on the darker, more like vampire, biblical Noah's Ark, Cain and Abel stuff that they had going on there, especially in pre-production where the Indoraptors were going to kill each other. I mean, that stuff felt the most Jurassic out of the new trilogy for me. So if this tries to do that, which I doubt it will, but if it did, that would be pretty cool. Now, more than likely, this will include a new baby dinosaur with its own special name, a series of events that has people kind of just run away from the animals and not get eaten, you know, by the dinosaurs, and some more animal rights and freedom stuff. Oh, and you know, stuff like, I almost forgot, they're going to do the brain chip aspect probably too. I mean, it was in Dominion. So again, this is just a bunch of my best guesses, and I'm only saying this stuff because this Jurassic World is really just turned into for kids only at this point. I'm thinking some or even all of what I've just said about these elements are going to be in the show, so we could probably have more of the same than what we've seen before. You know what I mean, guys? Honestly, it doesn't really get me too excited, to be honest. I think there was a time where the idea of Michael Crichton taking his dark suspense thriller novel and writing the draft of the Jurassic Park script for a PG-13 audience, I think there was a time where that was taken seriously because he originally wanted it told through that lens instead of a dark horror book. But at this point in 2023, 30 years later, it's only being told through a rated G angle that I just think has really gotten away from any sort of fan base outside of the more toned down and tamed elements that are a far cry from the first 5 Jurassic Park movies. So just my own 2 cents, guys. Now, again, if they do want to go for that more Fallen Kingdom aspect, I'd be all for it. I think that'd be really cool, especially with these guys grown up now. You can see them actually actively working with the dinosaurs and stuff like that in a way that's not just liberate them from the cage, but who knows what we're really going to get. Bottom line, guys, Chaos Theory is going to be coming soon. We don't really know much about it except that it's a sequel to Camp Cretaceous, probably aimed at the same audience demographic. So yeah, if you were a fan of that, you're probably going to be a fan of this. As for people like me and the fans of the Lost World Jurassic Park, Trespasser, you know, Indoraptor-esque stuff and just darker Jurassic Park book material from Michael Crichton, I don't know, but whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.